It's another edition of Litter Media Live here on Litter Media, on our YouTube channel and Litter Media Radio as well. I'm Dan Ramey, and in studio with us is Jack Schmitt. He is the Assistant Plant Manager for Kenworth, and it's a big weekend.
It's a big weekend.
Yeah, and with news that's happened this week, we need something fun and good, and that includes the Kenworth Truck Parade.
I agree. Yeah.
We're going to get into some of the inner workings of all this for you and what you can expect to see during this weekend coming up on Saturday in downtown Chillicothe. Details right after this, but first, these words from Classic Brands. With Jack Schmitt from Kenworth, world's best truck. And it is a moniker that will live forever, I think. It's been 50 years now.
It has. 51 to be exact.
Yes, 51 years now. And what a great thing that the truck parade has been. I know the story. You know the story. Viewers may not know the story. Where did this idea begin for you?
Yeah, so back in 2018, we started talking about how we can market better in the community. We wanted people to know that Kenworth Truck Company's here, and we would hear from people passing through, they didn't even know the truck plant was here and that we produced 170 trucks a day right here in Chillicothe, Ohio. So trying to figure out how to draw the community and the truck plant together. So Denton Truck Plant down in Denton, Texas, do the Peterbilts, they had a truck parade that they put on. So Stacy Robinson and I went down and we viewed it and took some notes, came back here and put some plans together. We were actually planning on kicking one off in 2020, and then COVID hit. So our first parade was in 2022, went off without a hitch, and we've been going ever since. So we've been blessed to be able to celebrate something major every year. So obviously the first year we kicked it off in 2022. 2023, we celebrated 100 years of Kenworth's, and last year we got to celebrate 50 years in Chillicothe, Ohio. So this year, we are going to celebrate the sunset of our legacy truck, the W900. It's the last year for that truck. So we're building 1,000 of them up in Seattle, Washington. It's kind of what we consider a cowboy truck. It's one of the trucks that the individual owner-operator or specialty trucks at a fleet, they'll buy for a certain driver. So it's a special truck in the trucking community and also for our fleet. So we're excited about that. That's going to be the last truck in the parade this year, so we'll be happy to celebrate that.
Yeah, super. This has been so huge, and I know that when we opened the parade here, was it last year, maybe the first year? At any rate, the comment was made, not every city embraces trucks, but Chillicothe has in a great way.
Yeah, it has. I think we've transitioned from paper city to truck town. I think we've taken that step. We love everything about Chillicothe and all the businesses here, but didn't feel like kind of on the other end of the county, kind of on that end, we didn't feel like we were involved, and now we really feel like, the community's embraced the trucking industry, and it's a great relationship between the community, our assembly operators, and also the truckers that drive our trucks. So it's a great time to have everybody together, forms a good community bond.
Yeah, I remember when I first came to Chillicothe, Kenworth wasn't the footprint that it is now as far as its size. And now there's so many businesses that are tied to it as well. I mean, you've got the dealership that's out there. Folks that go to Tecumseh are going to see that dealership, and it's right there. You've got all the assembly parts that are real close by.
Right.
And even here on Eastern Avenue, you've got a location. We see a truck go by every day that's taking parts here and there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a family. So they're an extended family at Kenworth. So you mentioned Dan Starr right down the street. He's doing top caps for us now. He's came on in the last year and a half. We've got Riffle Industry, which is vital to our organization. They've been a great partner for many years. We've got Pegasus Industries, do a lot of work for us with some of our sleeper kits and so forth. We've got Vidito Industries. It's been doing painting on our fairings and bumpers for years. Just a lot of good, close organizations close by.
Yeah. And to see these in action on the roadway, I know when I traveled last year, I looked at every truck that went by, and I counted the Kenworths, and it's really cool. And I wanted to honk my horn at them when I went by.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they would have thought, that guy is crazy.
Who's that?
But it's really cool to see the other side of it.
Yeah.
As a kid, you love giving the pull the air horn sign and everything. And we see that during the parade, too.
Yeah. So when you're going through when you're at the parade, and I assume most of the folks watching have been there, but if you haven't been there, it really is. It's a neat environment because there's a special magic feel in the air. It feels like to me. When the trucks are going through, you got kids throwing Frisbees on the streets before it starts, and we have food vendors there. It won't be any different this year. I know United Way is going to have barbecue, cotton candy. I think Crumble Cookie's going to be down there this year. We'll have water available in different areas. I think we're going to have a couple areas where you can buy beer if that's what you choose to do. It's going to be a nice setup. So it gets a little bit better every year. It gets easier every year, but it gets better because it gives us more time to concentrate on what we can do to make it just a little bit better every year. And we've seen that with the attendance. I don't know if you've noticed, but the attendance has been up every single year. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping the rain will hold off, but if it drizzles a little bit, I'm sure the crowd's still going to be big this year, if not bigger.
I know a lot of us, when we think of a parade, we think about the bands coming through and all that kind of thing. Little kids on the Little League ball trucks and everything. Yeah. But this is exclusive to trucks, and I think it makes it even more impressive for the spectators because they see one truck, they want to see the next one. They want to see the next one. And last year when the big potato comes through, that was something.
Right.
Are there some surprises we'll see?
Yeah, I think you'll be impressed with the trucks that we get. So Tom Arnold and KY Robinson do an excellent job every year. So KY is retired from Kenworth, a longtime employee, and he's one of those employees, kind of like you. When he was out on the road, even when he worked at Kenworth, he would stop at truck stops and talk to the drivers. What do you like about your truck? Hey, I helped build that truck. He's just one of those guys that loves trucks. So he's really helped us kick this off, and he's responsible, along with Tom Arnold. They travel around. They go to different events throughout the year and find truckers. This year we've got 54 drivers. I think there's 5 returning. And those are the folks that help kind of put it together and organize the position of the trucks, how they go through the parade. But all the other ones are brand new, and they're from 25 different states around the United States, 25 represented from New England all the way to Oregon. So good representation across the country. And there'll be new trucks, classic trucks, and customized trucks. You're going to see a variety of trucks going through the parade this year.
It's amazing what these men and women have done with their vehicles to make them extra special.
Yeah, they're just not truck drivers. They love what they do, and they love Kenworths, and they're tickled to be here. We've got a waiting list every year, and it seems like we get calls late in the year. It's like people catch on, especially in Ohio, like Ross County and surrounding counties. They know about the parade, so they'll think, oh, yeah, I got a call. But we're really booked up. I mean, we're pretty full by January going into the year. So we're picking out trucks throughout the year, and we like to include a lot of local trucks as well. So anybody out there that wants to be in the future, get a hold of us early because the list fills up pretty quick. So we've got a waiting list going into next year. So
yeah, we've seen Dan Clary's a bunch.
He's in it again this year. Yeah,
and
he's a staple.
Then of course we've got logging trucks and everything that we see in there too. And these are trucks that you see on a regular basis, but it's cool to see them be a part of our parade.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it trucks. We've been approached by a few people. Can these people be on a trailer and we take them through and stuff? But we really want it to be a truck parade, right? We want the focus to be on the owners and operators of Kenworth, people that are proud of them, and fix up their trucks and just to show. So that's kind of where we want the focus to be.
Yeah. Again, as Jack had mentioned, we have a number of people that show up early. I'm telling you, people will line up around 4 o'clock claiming their spot to watch the parade. But you've got a lot of things that will go on prior to help them pass the time waiting. And then that first truck will start rolling about 8:45.
That's correct. Yeah, we'll kick it off at 8:45. Like I said, 54 trucks, and then they're going to head down Water Street and circle around, come down Second. So there's a lot of good spots to set up, but if you want to set up, I'd recommend on the corner of Paint and Second or corner of Paint and Water, kind of a couple good areas, and And obviously, we'll have Mike Schmitt down there helping us do the announcing as always. So that's always fun. Does a great job. But, the truckers, they're as excited as the people in the community that want to go and set up for it. So we rent the fairgrounds Wednesday through Sunday so that they can come have a place to park their truck, fix them up, polish them, get them ready for the event. And they have a dinner for themselves, and they kind of congregate and get to know each other because there's a lot of storytelling, a lot of good times out there. But really, they've started showing up earlier. So I was heading home from Florida Saturday and got a call where there was a couple drivers, hey, we're going to be there Monday morning. It's like, all right, we'll figure out where to put you, But they're down there now, and there's probably 16 to 20 trucks already here. So they're going to be ready to go. So they'll have their own dinner tonight. We also want to treat them like family, want them to feel like they're a part of the Kenworth community, which they are. So they're going to be at the plant Friday, starting about 10 a.m. We're going to take 7 groups of 14 people through the plant. We'll give them a plant tour, them and their families. We're going to treat them to lunch. And then that night, we're going to recognize them for being part of the 2025 parade, and we're going to give them a plaque dedicated to this year's parade. And they're always real pleased to get those.
I know I've been on some of those tours with them, and some of them knew about how their truck was made, but others that haven't, they're just blown away by what they're seeing. Yeah. And all this happens right here in Chillicothe in our own backyard. But then I really like the driver introductions and things that you do on Friday night, those recognitions. When they get a plaque or whatever, it's incredible to see them being recognized for what they do on a regular basis.
Yeah. It's like most of the people that come, it seems like it's generational. It's like their story is that they helped their grandfather, they helped their father, they used to clean wheels before they were a driver. It's like it's generations of Kenworth family. So it's not just them and they like their truck. It's part of who they are and how they were brought up. So it really means more than just the truck. It's my truck, it's my family, it's where they're built, it's the community where it's built. It just kind of all blends together on Saturday.
Yeah. Now, I've always been downtown. I know you've been downtown during this too, but I got to imagine a lot of these trucks leaving the fairgrounds and making their way down to Yoctangi Parkway so that they can line up for the parade. That's got to be an awesome sight.
Yeah, so we've changed it a little bit. So Tom does a great job of organizing that. So we have them down at our truck plant because we've got a family day, which is meant for the family members of Kenworth, and we set up like a truck show. So it gives all of our employees at the plant an opportunity to talk to the drivers, spend time with them, ask them questions. The drivers can ask questions of the employees. It's just a great time for those groups to interact. And we used to, at that point, try to line them up at the plant and then drive down, but it was very hard to get everything set up. So Tom changed it, and they leave from the fair, and they drive directly down. So he's actually, Kerry Wolf's been working with him. They put up numbers based on how we're going to have them throughout the parade. We're going to park them down at the fair in the order on how they're going to do the parade. So really, it's going to be easy this year. They're just going to pull out in the order that they're parked, and we should be good to go.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like to walk Yoctangi and take a look at the trucks before the parade. Yeah, so that's pretty cool for them too. Again, everything starts about 8:45.
Does.
And the reason for that is because we want it to be dark enough so that the lights and things that are customized on these trucks really stand out. Yeah. And some of them have been out of this world.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of the show is when it starts getting dark and they got their lights on, they got the trailers, and they're coming through. I like the combos with all the lights. I think everybody's got their favorites, but that's what I really like when they come through. Yeah. They come under that majestic sign and take a picture. It sets up, it's a calendar waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need to ask you, some of these conversations that drivers and employees have had, has anything turned out to be like, oh, what a great idea? Or have you gleaned anything from that might have made its way into the making of a new truck?
It's interesting you say that. We had some of our folks down from design 2 years ago, and they were actually interviewing the owner-operators and asking what they like, what their favorite what their favorite thing on the truck was as far as the design standpoint from looks, on customizing. And they took notes back, and, I haven't seen it in the design yet, but they really do take the customer input into effect when they're designing the truck.
Yeah, I mean, what a great way. I mean, you've got a captive audience right there.
Yeah.
Why not do some research?
Right. Yeah, it's a great way to develop styling.
Yes. One more thing about the parade that I think has really been a staple and that people enjoy, caught them by surprise. First was the band playing at the end. Seeing a band on the trailer going through the parade, playing during the parade was awesome, but then the concert afterwards. So who's this year's band?
This year we're having Blaine Bunting. He's from Nashville, Tennessee. So last couple years we've had Scott Collier. He's put a group together. It's been the Mance Brothers. They've done an outstanding job. Stacy Robinson, our HR manager, spent some time in Nashville with her husband, and they bumped into a band down there that they really liked, and we got in contact with them, and they agreed to come up, and they're really excited to be here. So they're going to be coming up this year, and I think the community's going to love them.
That's great. That's great. And again, that's at the end of the parade. So
Yeah.
Be prepared. If you live downtown, you'll probably enjoy the music right through 11 o'clock or so.
Count on it.
Is there anything that we have missed you wanted to make sure people knew?
I think the only thing we left out, it's a great event, but let's not forget about the community and giving back to community. So we try to make this about the relationship between the drivers, our assembly plant, and the community, but it's about what United Way does for our community, and we support United Way. It's our biggest donation every year is to United Way of Ross County. Yeah. Kenworth has a great relationship with them, and they've been very helpful helping us with this event. We've raised money for them so far this year with our VIP sponsors of over $40,000 again this year. I think it was $41,750. But we'll also have a 50-50 raffle down there. So you think about 5,000 people down there. $5 a ticket, throw it in a bucket, and we're going to draw it out on, I believe, Tuesday morning. So we'll do that live on Facebook. So if you want a chance to win some money and give back to community, it's a great way to do it. Our CEO down there is doing a fantastic job, Andrea Williams. I don't know if you met her yet.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, she's something else, enthusiastic, very committed. So we're happy to have her and support her.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming in to share details about the parade. Again, it's this Saturday. That is Saturday, June 14th. And again, starting about 8:45. But if you want to see trucks early, get there early because the trucks themselves arrive around 7 or thereabouts. And we lined up right along Yoctangi Parkway. So, Jack Schmitt, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And thank you for watching as well. And, yes, we'll have video and things of that sort afterwards. So make sure you join us on YouTube and also, again, live in person, downtown Chillicothe this weekend.